Okay, so let's go Kid Loki. So a lot of the builds are like main decking Unholy Heat. I'm not. I don't really believe in like main deck removal of this archetype. I think you just want to be like really proactive, and you could sideboard sub. I don't believe in the second ballista, which I've been seeing. I do. I do. I think I'm just gonna play 3 Fractal Anomaly, but Fractal Anomaly seems awesome with Kid Loki. This is something that a lot of the builds have not been playing. And then I probably want a second arena if I'm gonna go back up to 4 FOMOs. Could play third arena. It's kind of a lot with the. I mean, it's not. Yeah, let's do 2, and then gonna cut the recall. I don't like consign in this deck sideboard. Meltdown is really really important. I think I need graveyard hate spells. Maybe I guess I have the main deck Cauldron, so maybe don't need any extra graveyard hate. I think I want like 2 surgicals. There's so much reanimator. 2 vexing bobble, 2 surgical seems okay. Oh yeah, let's add more basics. That's true. Since the last time we played it, why no consign? You just can never hold it up, and force of negation counters like a lot of stuff you care about against Tron. 4 meltdowns. So the problem with they have so many lock pieces against you. You really need the meltdowns. Like you need it fast too. I think I kind of want to play 1 more basic land. Yeah, I'm gonna take my own advice and just play 1 arena. Okay, let's run this. I think it looks great. Very excited that Kid Loki is looking good. Okay. We're on the play. It's a mulligan, I think. The double fractal anomalies a lot. Go to 3? Could go to go to 5, but deck does mulligan pretty well. I see a serum powder over there. I don't know. I guess the Cosmic Wave matchup's bad. They have double serum powder. The double serum powder hands are like they're so good. Okay, so a good 5-card hand. Let's put back 1 looting, 1 anomaly. I guess. Just surveil turn 1. So my opponent has gone Gemstone Caverns and Reveal Devourer of Destiny here. Looking pretty good against my Moldify. We might get turn 2'd here. They may be trying to use the Devourer of Destiny. They exile a Cosmogoyf. Wait, we could get turn 1'd here, right? Oh no, they only have 18 cards in exile. Dang, if they had, this is close to a turn 1 kill if they had Thud. I can't even crack a fetch when I'm just dead without jumping. I didn't even know a turn 1 was possible in the deck, but I guess it is. So I have to chump block every single turn forever. Deck's not really that good at doing that. Or maybe I mean, yeah, I just don't have enough mana to go looting Cauldron and Anomaly, and I'm discarding the looting anyways. Okay, let's just go to game 2, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna bring in the force negations for the Thud, which is obviously really good when you get to do that. The wraiths can be kind of awkward, where your like life total amount it does matter a lot. Though it's really like Wraith is so good with Kid Loki and it's so good with running Rocco and so good with Anomaly. Maybe you can never cut it. Maybe this is like cut some of the card draw kind of matchup. Yeah, maybe we go down a Cauldron, down a Vivi. Maybe down 2 each and just try to be more of like a beatdown deck against them. No, that doesn't make sense because it's the easiest way to kill fast is with Cauldron and Vivi. Maybe down props. 1, 2. Let's do this. Aren't you just dead to Thud now? I mean, what did you want me to do? Well, sometimes I have like no plays, and chat will be like, "Aren't you just dead to this card?" And the answer is, "Yeah, I'm dead to it." Okay, these anomalies have looked kind of bad so far. They were better before. Is Loki a thing here with little to no removal? We're not playing Loki, we're playing Kid Loki. Okay, they Serum Powder. They have double Serum Powder again. Although the XL2 go waves. Was this not a keep on the draw? You had turn 1 Cosmic Wave with Serum Powder, and then turn 2 second one with Thud. I actually can't believe they mulliganed that. Has anybody played? Could they XL 4 cards here? Has anybody played the Cosmic Wave deck in paper? Do mulligans just take like 1,000 years every single time? I'm gonna play the profs this turn. Copperline Gorge? They should have kept that second hand for sure, dude. So I think I want to discard VV second looting. So cast Fractal Anomaly as a 5/5 and then put 4 counters on it. Okay. They find a black source. I'm at 17, so I guess I'm hoping they go Cosmic Wave Thud, right? They don't Thud, damn. Got a 12/12 now. Not as big as their 17/18. They play a Gemstone Cavern. They exiled 1 Summoner's Pact to Powder. I feel like I feel like the Cosmic Wave players are, maybe they're just getting better, maybe they're getting luckier, but it's like I used to play against them and they would just lose to themselves half the time, and now they just have it every single time. So I don't know if it's like a skill issue or what, but my opponent like 100% has Pact of Negation right now. I can feel it. I can feel it. Took a little time to cast that there, huh? Like, are they just getting better? I don't know. Are y'all? Is this y'all's experience against Cosmic Wave? It's like every single time this happens. Where you play the Black Fling. I always really liked that version, but it is pretty different. It's not exactly the same deck, I guess. Yeah, we'll try this one. Yeah, Rite of Consumption, that's it. So you can look at there. I liked that deck. I guess I was kind of wanting to maybe play that version with Witherbloom Charm, since like we didn't do that post Witherbloom Charm and it seemed like a good update. I guess I never got around to that. So opponent goes Valakut Stoneforge tapped. Let's get in. Need a good draw. Land is pretty good. Maybe a little slow. Faithless Looting is the best. Faithless Looting into VV is insane. I guess Winter Knight into VV is good. They play a Ral, then they pass the turn. I draw a copy of Kid Loki, and my hand does nothing. It's like about as blank as it gets. How is my hand this bad? Is it the anomalies? The anomalies were really good last time we tested them, and in theory, they're better in the build that we have now than they were before. Maybe the anomalies were just a trap. We only played one league with them before. Hex Magic with 6 cards in hand. Okay, let's go to game 2. Hex Magic also looking pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to bring in all 4 copies of Force of Negation. I think I'm going to go down 2 Profs, 2 Riddlers. I think I'm going to not bring in the Surgicals. Maybe Gran is better than Fractal Anomaly. Hex Magic good +1. Yeah, I do think Hex Magic is good. Not the most interesting card. Also, does anybody know if Armor Wars got fixed? Okay, we have to keep this. Although, again, my anomaly is bad. It did get fixed? Okay. Maybe we do that next. We don't have infinite time. I have to leave. My flight leave. I have to leave for my flight in like 2 hours, so don't have infinite time. It's pretty risky to discard the Winter Knight here. I'm flying to SGG Vegas. Unfortunately, there will be no stream tomorrow or Monday, but back on Tuesday. No, I have to leave. I have to leave for my flight in 2 hours. My flight leaves in like 3.5. They discard a Rao. Have to force a Ruby. Guess this is better than forcing a Ruby. Get a Ritual also. So I'm going to play the Cauldron. I'm going to discard the Cauldron to get Delirium for the FOMO. I'm going to attack. Tap here. I think I Cauldron the Ral just for 2 extra damage. I think Anomaly might just be bad. I think it might just be bad too, yeah. It was good for us when we tested it when it first came out, but we only played one league and we may just have had the like good variants. It's been bad like in every single hand here. I think Gran may be better. You could play Gran. You could play. I don't think I want to play more Riddlers than this. Possibly you want to play more Ballistas. I know Celestial's playing 2 Ballistas, which I usually don't like, but maybe Kid Loki does change that dynamic. Could play. We've played Casey Jones in the past. Casey Jones is pretty good. It's kind of high on the curve though. Might come into Magicon Atlanta. Probably not. All right, let's go to game 3. Is Kid Loki playing better than Gran? So we've played against this deck a couple times. Kid Loki looked amazing, unbeatable. We're on our second match and hasn't done all that much. But a big part of it is we keep drawing Fractal Anomaly and it's really bad. And I thought it would be better with Kid Loki than it was before, but it hasn't really looked very good at all. So I'm trying to wrap my head around that a little bit, I guess. Yeah, Gran does make Kid Loki better. I agree. Could you jam Frog and Professor this over some number of FOMOs, Ballistas, etc.? Maybe. It's also possible you could just play Kid Loki in Pensive Professor combo. I think that could be interesting. Hard to mulligan the Force of Negation. Yeah, I do think Kid Loki makes sense in that deck too. They hit 2 lands. Always love to see that. Okay, let's go. I think I want to play the Profs first. I like that Profs triggers Kid Loki. Yeah, it's a 1-mana 1/1. Each creature you control that's had 1 or more counters put on this turn has hexproof. When you draw your second card a turn, put a counter on it. So this is basically a draw 4. I kind of think I have to force this. And then this turn I could go haste FOMO. And then I would draw a card. I could discard Winter Night, cast Flashback Winter Night for 1 mana. Seems interesting to me. Let's see what we draw. Just draw an island. Don't think I can really get Delirium, though. That's the problem here. So likely have a kill next turn. So let's go, I guess. Counters on the Kid Loki. Oh, sorry. I'm not going to get the untap. Should it really matter? We just have lethal next turn. Hey, Smoko and FOMO. I think I wanted to cast this. I could have drawn a Force Blue card, maybe. I have lethal next turn anyway, so it's... Like, what we do doesn't matter too much if all we're doing is attacking for lethal next turn. Ral, 4 cards in hand. If you're playing Kid and Grand, you play Amber? I don't know. Probably not. Reckless Impulse. Notably, at this point, Hex Magic is not very good. They hit Reckless Impulse Manamorphose. Pretty bad. Yeah, maybe Kid Loki's good against my deck since I'm playing a lot more interactive stuff. So they fetch to Thin. Then they cast Past in Flames with 2 rituals, 2 impulses. Pretty bad. Yeah, but Kid Loki, let's take a look while my opponent combos off. Let's take a look at the Pensive Professor combo. So if we were to play it in here, it would trigger off of Street Wraith, which we're not playing. Trigger off Grand, trigger off... It's good with Frog. Can discard a card and then just get Frog hexproof. Feels like we would need to do some work, although we'd be, losing out on some stuff. Maybe we'd move away from the Oculus Unearth stuff. Inkit's for not forcing the Hex and trying to stop a mana reducer passive flames. I don't know. It seemed really tough not to force the draw 4 there, right? It seemed very tough. So, if you had that in your range, you had that in your range. I don't think I could have really talked myself into that. I think that we're dead also. Wish you've been in and out of chat over the years. Glad to share. I finished my graduate program as today. I wanted to share that I would put on your streams in the background and try to be there for all new sets. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations on graduating. That is awesome. Good luck on the flourishing job market. Is Storm unhealthy for Modern? Feels very miserable to play against. I don't mind Storm so much. It's definitely the kind of deck that you need really specific tools. Storm has definitely gotten a lot more consistent than when it first got printed. I do think Hex Magic is a really big upgrade for the deck too, or pretty big. Is it unhealthy? I don't know. What is unhealthy anymore? Who knows? I like playing against them more because I like trying to figure out if they can combo off as I'm watching. At this point, they just can't possibly break. I guess we can concede. Let's see. What do we want to do? Do we want to do another one with Kid Loki? So I want to cut the... I think I don't want to play Fractal Anomaly anymore. Let's drop a mountain, add an island, and try Grand. I think Grand is still very good in the archetype. I am kind of thinking that the Fractal Anomalies maybe were... like when we tested them last time, that they tested really well, but they were not as good as we thought. We just had good variance on them. They were just awful 5 times in a row here. Is fantastic. Oh, I can't remember what the Fantastic card does, although I know that it's one of these commander cards that just that is not balanced for 60 card formats, and then all of a sudden they enter a 60 card format and they become really a bit too good. Too, and it has no end in sight. I do like being able to discard the VV, kind of a weak hand overall. Let's mulligan. So now we've got a 1-land, or sorry, a 0-land double Street Wraith hand. Guess we're gonna go to 5 and wish we kept the 7. Okay, we can like this one. I think we have to put back the Winter Knight, which I would love to keep the Winter Knight in this hand though. Thought about playing this Demon's tapped and just waiting to looting on turn 2. It will join the ranks of all other 3-mana artifacts on the restricted list because of Workshop. Yeah, that's a fun treat of Vintage. I guess I know that like Workshop has like this long identity of being like its own archetype in Vintage, but it is really weird that it's like the only like broken fast mana that just isn't restricted. Everything else gets restricted except for it. Is Kid Loki not super slow, even though it's another Marco Sharko? So they force pitch subtlety. It's okay that it's slow because it gives your stuff hexproof really often, and sometimes at instant speed with Street Wraith and Cauldron. Loki is also good with Cauldron, so beyond that. Well, Loki's good with Cauldron. It triggers off profs, but that's it. Okay, thank you, sweetheart. It triggers off profs, it triggers off Cauldron, but like, especially in this deck, you don't want a card that's only good if you have Cauldron in play, right? Okay, so my opponent plays Wistfulness. It's kind of a fun matchup where we're like a lot of times just trying to discard our own stuff. They discard Sync. That's interesting. Cauldron is interesting as well. Do you have a second copy of Force of Negation? Let's hope not. Play this to Surveil, I guess. Oh, should I have played around Violent Outburst by Cauldroning already? Maybe. Does seem like they have it, huh? Yeah, I do like that Cauldron just gives hexproof at instant speed. So they evoke Endurance. Pitching Endurance. So they're going to Wrath my board and have an Endurance in play? Maybe they have Wraith too? Maybe they thought I would just Cauldron the VV. Obviously not. Okay, so they evoke Subtlety also. Why not activate the Wistful? So Wizards of the Coast did something. They unbanned Violent Outburst. Why they did this? It's still a little unclear. I should have, I think, main phased activated the Cauldron. Although things would have been back the same. Why not activate Wistful, then you get back VV? Endurance. Please don't talk down. Please don't. What? I'm just being silly about Wizards banning I'm banning Violent Outburst. I'm not talking down to you. I'm saying it's silly that Wizards unban Violent Outburst. In response to Inference, activate Cauldron. If they Violent Outburst, you get back BB. I see. Yeah, maybe that was the best line. They top decked another Endurance. Yeah, I'm just doing a bit. I'm not trying to talk down. Been playing a lot of the Red Ruby deck. Needs a way to beat Karen. Plus flip the Johnny. I think Galvanic might be the move again. That's a good point. Yeah, with the dead gone, you might just have to play Discharge instead. Okay, I'm gonna bring in the Vexing Baubles. I don't think I want Force Negation anymore. I do think that like with all of our self filling on the graveyard. We don't need. I think the worst card in the matchup by a lot is probably Kid Loki, which is pretty boring. Maybe play 2 forces. Maybe that's a good strat. It makes me so salty. Jeskai Blink gets removed from the format, and in the same stroke, the most unfun play pattern ever emerges. We played Jeskai Blink with Stoneforge yesterday, and I thought it looked pretty good. I thought Mjolnir looked pretty good. So if you're missing that archetype, you can play that again. I do agree. The Violent Outburst unban was very sus. Okay, let's keep this. We want to lead on the Grand. Whale and 2 force. It's really bad against Violent Outburst, and it's really good against Charlotte's Agent, so I just don't think we can afford to overload on it, but it seems like we can play some number. Does Living End have a good Boros matchup? It definitely did before they banned Flage, but if they're main decking a bunch of Ranger Captains, and I don't actually know that they are, it may not be so good. I can attack for so much with these sharks. I guess I'm just going to go in here. But Tiny Bones ends up being a good neighbor for Loki, triggering every legendary ETB. I think I responded to earlier. Someone else asked this, but it mostly seems like there's not much reason to play it over playing some like any like other enablers like Relic and Bobble are much better. You don't need that many cheap stuff. I'm right about the Boros matchup. Okay, interesting. So I don't have a blue card for force. I guess I go discard 1, 2. I try to draw a blue card. Maybe the best way to do that is Winter Night. Yeah, I guess so. I guess we're pretty priced in. And then I don't need to surveil first because I can still draw into the blue card if I miss off the Grand attack. So they force negation, pitching agent. So we look for a blue card. We find a blue card. We attack for 6, and then we can beat agent. But if they have violent outburst with force of negation up, then we lose. It seems maybe they thought Living In would help police Boros Titan, helping them target less powerful cards instead of trying to kill the decks. I guess the thing is, like, Living In was already like really playable. Playable before the outburst unban, and like the play patterns were like a lot less miserable than they used to be. And they even cited that in the previous BNR announcement that Living In was like back in a much better state. Okay, so they have an endurance, which we don't really care too much about. It does get rid of my looting. I wonder, is there any reason for them to do it end of turn like that? They pitched another agent. And then they just main phase Violent Outburst. So, I mean, they clearly don't have Force Blue card. So I think, like, it's interesting. Like, why would they endurance pitch Charlotte's Agent and then cast Violent Outburst like this? I guess I mean, it's just strictly worse. And then they're just dead because of it. I know you don't get to play Bruce. He doesn't look very good, but there is something to Cascade. Is there something to Cascade Moonmist? I mean, the only way you could build the deck in that way would be like... The only way you could build the deck that way is that you would have to... You'd play like 4 mana Aang, right? You'd play 4 mana Aang, and then you'd play Charlotte's Agent into Moonmist to transform that. I think there's like no way. Like, the problem with Moonmist is not like the problem with Moonmist is in a big way you draw that card too much and it's not that good. It is really important to have VV plus Cauldron against them. I think if the arena was untapped, I'd keep, and it's just probably a mulligan because it is tapped. Okay, let's keep this one. So yeah, I would not try to Cascade into Moonmist now. Maybe we should have tried Wild slash Moon Mist. But then it's like this 3-card combo. And it doesn't even deal 20. If it dealt 20, then it'd be more interesting. It deals 18. Although I don't know, maybe it's fine. I keep wanting it to be good so bad. And this is, this is advice I oftentimes try to give to you guys, is like, you can't force something to be good. Things are either good or they're not. And I'm gonna try not to play too much more Moon Mist unless I figure something out. The return 1819 is a shock. I know. And like, if somehow the Wild slash could target them, it would be perfect. 18, it can be good enough most of the time. I know, but it's not all of the time. and like when it's a 3-card combo, although I mean Wild slash is like, at least it's a removal spell also. Again, I'm really trying to talk myself into it. Maybe we should just play Kid Loki or Big Loki all day. Someone finally brought Wild slash. We've been talking about it a few times. It's definitely interesting. They've got a Wistfulness. It does feel like they have a Subtlety. Playing an upcoming event with Boris Ponzi. Have any opinion on playing Karn versus Don't and keeping Phantoms? I'm not a big fan of Karn in the deck. I don't think it's awful. I don't think it's very good. I would be like, so like, I think the reason people are interested in playing Karn and Boros Ponza is because as a Boros Ponza gamer, you are really weak to combo, and you're pretty good against everything that's not combo, and so like Karn gets you like anti-combo pieces. I would think this would be like the reason for playing Karn. Maybe not. Maybe you could consider playing Scepter Chant. Scepter Chant is something I've thought might be good in Ponza. Like, you can also Scepter like Erode or Path to Exile, and that can be good. Hopefully we draw a land here. It's not the end of the world if we don't. Nice. I guess we'll see if they have Force of Negation. Okay, so let's go Cauldron on VV. You can't put Wildfire into Scepter because it's only instants, but I do think Scepter Chant could be something that's good in the flex spots. This is just something I've been thinking for a little bit, but it's not something I've gone out to try. Yeah, I can do Reprieve too. It just seems like it solves a lot of the problems for the deck and fits the deck's game plan pretty well too. I think I'll just discard the FOMO so I can looting a bit more effectively. Play Ponza to 7/1/1 for cute RC, playing 2 Bobble to Reprieve main, 1 Scepter, 2 Chant sideboard. Yeah, it seems like it could be good. Okay. I mean, if my opponent living ends, I'm gonna make mana. Do they have endurance? How can they not have endurance here? Okay. They just let it resolve, which is gonna lose them this game, I guess. Probably. Out of curiosity, why make mana? Well, if I don't, it's use it or lose it in this situation, because there's a living end on the stack, and if I don't, then I can't use the mana. Making mana might have been a dispute. You wanted to what am I missing? I'm not talking down, not talking down. What am I missing? It just If I don't make the mana, the thing dies, and I don't get to use the mana. You made mana with Vivi. I thought you tapped the lands. Yeah, I think you may be getting owned by the bet. I don't know what that means. I don't know anything anymore. I am flooding. Bricking? Flooding? I'm going to surveil here. Making mana was a spew. Making mana doesn't pass priority. It's a mana ability, right? Doesn't use the stack. Like it didn't use the stack when we were playing against it earlier today. Really didn't think I was gonna brick there with all the FOMO triggers and the looting and stuff, but I guess we did. I'm feeling Vexing Bubble will summons value and really tough for Grixis, Ram, and Goriel strategies without some sort of relic main. I mean, I agree. Vexing Bubble doesn't do stuff against those decks. The main deck relics with Kid Loki have felt really good lately. You can't respond to adding mana. It does add another round of priority. Oh, weird. I didn't realize it did. Although I don't know. It's not. I am surprised there's so much scrutiny under. Do you make 4 mana or lose it? Hey Jarvis, thanks for the raid. Hope you all are doing well. Draws have been brutal. I guess I'm going to attack with the Shark and the Gran. Maybe I go to Vegas. I don't know. The deck is really not cooperating. Playing against all combo decks. I think I'm just going to go eat my lunch and go to Vegas instead. Weird day. I feel like yesterday went a lot better. Kid Loki was, or Big Boy Loki, I'm getting confused, was good in the Vile deck this morning. The wasn't too impressed by this version. Maybe it's just better at the more interactive matchups. Getting kind of bored. We didn't get around to Armor Wars Affinity or Ironheart Improvise. I think that's fine. Can get around to them next week. I thought the Zemo deck looked pretty good and pretty fun. I know we've played a lot of it, but I thought the Zemo Claw stuff did look like a good addition. Although probably wouldn't play the full 3 copies each. Would probably be playing like 2-2. I think that might be a good split because they're both like legendary 3-drops. What else? Oh, and then Heroic Feast also, like, it seems so bad in the metagame. Like, we queue up Heroic Feast and we play against like Living In Storm, and or Eldrazi Storm and like the Ruby control deck, and it's just like not the time. Maybe if like Boros Prowess picks it back up, you go for this again, but it seemed pretty bad. Maybe there's a different shell. So like one thing about Heroic Feast Spike Feeder is it does let you be mono green. It does let you be mono green, or maybe not mono green, but like you don't have to splash white. It seems like you want to splash white to be in on Guide Pride, but maybe not. But I'm gonna be out of town. I'm gonna enjoy my trip in Vegas. I will be back on Tuesday. Maybe late Monday afternoon, but almost definitely just on Tuesday. I'll let you know how I go. Hopefully we can qualify for the Pro Tour. That would be nice. I will see you then. Goodbye. Enjoy your marveling. Sad to miss the first Friday challenge.